Hey guys, come back to you for another video. Today's top 5 is the honorable top 5. It's been like a couple weeks since we did the top 5, but as usual, top 5 is just be a bit limited because we do not own all the champions, guys. And this top 5 is also, it took a little while to record because I couldn't determine who I wanted on the list, who I didn't, or, whatever, There's a lot of things that went into it. I tried to include one position, one champ from each lane, but my jungling is pretty bad. It's pretty garbage, so I didn't want to make you suffer through watching me jungle. So, yeah, guys, if you want to see me, if you want to watch me suffer when jungling, follow Twitch stream down in the description. But yeah, and you guys, you need to be honorable. 43.2% of you are not subscribed to the channel, and you need to be subscribed to the channel to be up to date when we put the great content out here, guys. And yeah, let's get into a top 5, guys. This top 5 is going to be a bit interesting. I had a lot of fun recording it. Got to try some other stuff out, but let's get into it. Number 5. Hey, number 5, Garen. So I'm going to put Garen here at the number 5 spot, guys, because of several things. Because I guess Garen's an interesting top laner. And the main reason I'm just going to put him here at the number 5 is his early game is weak. And he's a good mid game, but his late game and team fighting is like, it's not the best. Because it's really hard for him to reach one of the squishies. Just his kit's fairly limited for that. And then, let's just put it this way. His kit, he doesn't have a kit that lets him go out and make things happen. Like other champs like Riven, Irelia, Darius, Jace, Gnar, even maybe Teemo, right? And then, or an assassin. He doesn't have a kit like that that lets him go out and do stuff. And he can rarely be the one to initiate fights. And then the ones that happen top lane when you're being topside with Garen is they can start outside your fight, outside your range, and then many top laners can keep the fight from even getting into his comfort zone, and that's kind of why he struggles. And then that his abilities returned left him a weaker early game in favor of a much stronger last late game, but even then his team fighting can't let him down because it can be hard for him to reach a squishy if that has a lot of range, like a Vayne or maybe a Jhin. There's several ADCs out there that can outrange even Ashe. If it was maybe that they can outrange the Garen from his comfort zone. So yeah, that's why I'm putting up at the number 5 spot, guys. Down to the number 4. So number 4, I'm gonna put Senna here, guys. Just because of how well she scales. Senna can be played as she's a bot lane champ, but can be played as a support with less ADC. She's really viable, but I think her kit's more fit toward being a support kit just because of her escape, her ultimate, her Q, her kit in general is more of a support. That's a supporting champ, but yeah. And then her passive, guys, is one of the big reasons I'm gonna put her here. That's a soul, and she steals a soul every time. Like there's a certain percentage of a chance that stuff will drop a soul, and then when you get one, each one grants 0.75 attack damage. For 20 stacks, she gains 25 range and 15 crit chance. 35% of crit chance above 100 is converted to lifesteal, so a lot of people won't build crit on her. Her team fighting can be really strong with her ultimate and her W as a route. Maybe get someone that got unlucky and pick them off. And then she also, I guess her E can be used to chase people down with the movement speed buff. And she can be strong in laning phase with her W and Q. What he mentioned, maybe get someone that's overextended, poke him out, or be really aggressive with it. And then her Q can also be really good with being able to poke and heal your teammates. Her R is also really good because it shields your team and it does some damage, and I think it can heal a bit. So yeah, there's that. And then she also has an E, which, as I mentioned, it uses an escape, a movement speed buff, or a chase. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna put Senna here at the number 4 spot, guys. Now we're on to the number 3 spot. Number 3, Ryze. I'm going to put Ryze at the middle spot, guys. Ryze could, come an interesting decision across to some of you. Maybe it could, be the good decision. But I put him at the number 3 spot, guys, is several reasons. But leave a comment, guys, if you think he should have been higher or lower. And in general, someone should have been higher and lower. I always say this at them, but, I'm going to say it now. To make sure, you guys, encourage the discussion. So let's just get on to why he's there. His early game has hindered him, guys, by being a bit mana dependent. Any Ryze player knows his combo can drain through his mana. And that's why you go through all the ages. And then crystal. I forgot what the other item is, but you go with the tier that build. Use the tier to build into it. So yeah, that's kind of what hinders him. And then his late to mid game is, and when he gets built, he starts doing a lot of damage and gets really bursty. What happened in this game that I'm using this gameplay, you become really bursty and you can start melting people. Even if you don't kill them, it's like, oh, you're gonna force them to back away. And then the only thing that hinders him really in these situations can be his range. Somebody can outrange him, because Ryze has to get fairly close to engage. And then his late game burst is really insane, as I've mentioned, guys. You can really just shred people down with the burst. And then his strength to deal is the best opinion. The strength, what you want to do for Ryze's thing is just to group team fights to maximize your damage. So yeah, guys, now on to number 2. So number 2, I'm gonna put Lux here at the number 2 spot because of how good she is in late game. Lux can be played as mid and support, guys. Her rune paths can use to be played. Say for aggressives, you can, as you know, for even her build is the same way, because you can either build for shield power, which is the more popular support, or you can go damage, and then both are really good. And she can be played mid also, which in that case would probably just go damage, but. Or you could go even safe runes, like maybe you want to get a little bit of poke, or you're really confident being aggressive going Dark Harbor, so she can be versatile with some stuff for her mage, right? And then her early game, if you manage your mana, can be strong. The only thing that sets her back is her escape, so save your Q for root, even your shield sometimes, and your flash would be some good things for that, and then, I guess some mages do outscale her, but that's why we did the top 5 mid, because that was where we really put the mages to outscale, and she team fights way better than some other mid laners. She's an duelist or an assassin, guys, and she isn't a Vigor. That's why Vigor ended up in the top 5 mid laners, because of how strong he is of a mid laner. But she's a champ, you don't have to worry about falling off. You can do insane damage. I'm gonna have a game coming out you'll be seeing probably next week, Dark Harvest Lux. And you'll see why. I mean, she could be really strong as a support. So, yeah, guys, now on to number 1. What you all have been waiting for is the number 1 coming right up. Guys, we're coming at to with the number 1 spot. And the number 1 spot's what you've all been waiting for. I'm going to put Jhin here at the top spot. Which, again, I'm going to say this again. Could be a surprise to you. But that's up to debate in the comment section. And I'll put him here because he's just an all-around, it's solid champion. In the early game, the mid game, and the late game, there's not many champions I could say are in that position. In the early game, his passive is good with the force shot, maybe, poke, get an extra poke, or out-damage your opponent, or maybe it's like you see a CS, a bit faster CSing, if you could put it that way. And then his combo with his E and W, if somebody... with his E is, I guess, free vision, and it slows him. And then also, you can land a W, which roots him in place. That's also good, His mid to late game, he will deal a lot of damage if you build as Jhin. His crit build with his final 4th shot, it could do some insane damage, guys. And then, his ultimate is also pretty strong of how it could slow people. If you need a secure kill, or the other champion has no safe way of getting away if they're going to get killed. And the slow kill should be useful for your team if they need to kill them. And then... yeah, guys, that's one of the big reasons why he's here. And then, if Jhin is full build and he manages to avoid the initial engage from, I guess, the enemy team, or the assassin, he doesn't get picked off, or the bruiser doesn't get pulled in by an engager like Lalo or Thresh or Blitz, he can nearly 2-shot every non-squishy while running at the speed. And then you can out-kite most bruisers as well. The only real danger is the other ADC when you get outrange, guys. So yeah. That is the top 5. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and you turn the notification bell on to be up to date when we put up the great content here. And guys, make sure you comment on who you thought should have been higher and lower, who should have made it on this list. I'll tell you if I own that champ, and then leave a comment on what you thought. We open the discussion on the channel. Make sure to stay on the grind, guys. Until next time, peace and stay safe out there.
proud that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there.